Welcome to Weekend Projects, where I bring you quick weekend projects to inspire your own shop projects. On this episode, I make a base for my Anvil. After using it sitting on the floor for a couple of years, I finally thought it was time to add some legs. I start work over at the horizontal bandsaw, where I cut up some recycled 50mm square hollow section. I had just enough to make the 3 legs required. The cuts are made at an angle to suit the splay of the legs. With the legs cut, I move to the next part, 80x12 flat bar for the Anvil base. I cut 2 of these, which will be welded together later on. The legs needed a bit of a clean up, as they had stubs remaining from the old industrial shelving that I cut them from. I use a combination of cutting and grinding blades to clean up the steel. With the legs cleaned up, I moved my focus to the Anvil base. I welded the two 12mm plates together to form one larger plate. The joint was prepared with large chamfers on both sides. This will help with weld penetration. The legs are then marked on the base plate. For this I'm using an angle gauge and a silver streak welding pencil. Now's probably a good time to mention how high the anvil needs to be. I did a quick bit of research, and what I found, when your arm's straight at your side, your knuckles should be able to touch the anvil. I set the legs in place using the vise on my welding table to secure the leg in place. Once correctly located, it's welded in place. The welding process I'm using today is MIG welding. It's significantly faster than the TIG welding you've seen me do in the past, but it has a few drawbacks, with the welds not looking as clean and needing a bit of extra cleanup. You also have to be cautious about getting proper fusion, with it being possible to have a weld that doesn't penetrate at all. But with the correct settings, it makes a good joint, ideal for quick shop projects like this. The MIG weld is controlled with a finger trigger, and you might notice I'm making small zigzags with the torch. This gives you good fusion with both sides of the joint. The shielding gas used with the MIG welder is a mixture of CO2 and argon. I'm using this with solid steel welding wire, which is fed from a reel inside the welding machine. There's also flux core MIG welding wire. This doesn't require shielding gas, but produces slag which has to be chipped away from the welds. With all the legs welded on, I moved to cutting some base plates for the legs. These are cut from some 50x6 flat bar. I clean up the corners on the belt grinder, also removing paint from the area being welded. Then it's over to the drill press to put a couple of mounting holes in the plates. I'm not sure I'll ever need them, but it's going to be a lot easier to drill them now than later. I deburr the holes using my Noga rotor burr. Then it's time to weld the base plates onto the legs. I've also welded some mounting plates up on the top. These will be used to locate and hold down the anvil. After a coat of paint, this is the final result. I've added a couple of straps to hold the anvil down and a hammer rack on either end made out of some round bar. If you've got an anvil sitting around on the floor of your workshop, this might be a great way to make it a little more usable. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Catch you next time.